Hello and welcome to World Class. This time we're bringing you to a small island off the north coast of France, famous for its wonderful beaches and miles of stunning coastline. It's the beautiful island of Jersey. Coming up, we take a peek behind the scenes at the Battle of Flowers, Jersey's annual carnival. We visit one of its finest hotels, the Longueville Manor, and we explore Jersey's history. Did you know that this British island was captured by the Germans during World War II? Many animal lovers will have heard of Gerald Durrell. Well, his wildlife park is right here on this tiny island. Located just 14 miles from Normandy in France and 100 miles from the south coast of England, with an abundance of clear, clean water and golden sandy beaches, Jersey won't leave our world-class travelers disappointed. Although a dependency of the British Crown, the island has its own ministerial government and hence its own set of laws. The largest of the Channel Islands, it also lent its name to New Jersey, which at one time was owned by a local family. Finance is Jersey's main industry, and with 47 of the top 500 banks located here, it's become one of the world's leading financial centers. Well known for its tax benefits and its tax-neutral stance, many businesses and individuals move to the island for its quality of life and financial perks. With a mix of traditional buildings and modern faces of glass and steel, the island's capital of St. Helier is home to an abundance of businesses that have sprung up from Jersey's offshore position. Just to give you an idea of the amount of money held in Jersey, there are over 195 billion pounds worth of deposits, making this a very wealthy little island indeed. Home to celebrities from Formula One drivers, Premier League soccer stars, golfing legends, and musicians, you never know who you could bump into here. With a maximum speed limit of only 40 miles an hour, you might be mistaken for thinking that fast cars would be a pointless accessory. Well, think again, as there's an abundance of Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches, while luxury yachts are a must-have accessory for the island's wealthy residents. This is the Monaco of the British Isles. Jersey is noted for its extremely clean beaches, including this beautiful cove, Portlet Bay, recently voted one of the top 10 beaches in the world. At every corner, the landscape changes to reveal new surprises, such as Corbière Lighthouse, one of the most photographed buildings in Jersey and still standing strong since 1874. The beaches are far from crowded in the summer, and with temperatures reaching 30 degrees Celsius, the island is a haven for those that love beach sports. Wherever you look, you're reminded of different eras of Jersey's history, such as these Martello Towers, which are found all along the coastline. At one time, Jersey was part of France, but after declaring its allegiance to the British Crown, the Martello Towers were put in place to protect the island from French invasion. Nowadays, some can be rented out as accommodation, or even for weddings. As can the wonderful Montorgueil Castle that overlooks the harbor of Gorée. Built on a mound of granite rock, its position was key as sea and cliffs protected the castle on three sides. From the ramparts, there are stunning views across to France, where, on a clear day, you can see the beaches of Normandy and cars driving along its coast. With some of the largest tides in the world, the ocean deserts the island twice a day, leaving miles of sandy coastline to explore. The world-class team have visited many wonderful places throughout the planet, but Jersey has a special place in our hearts. For you see, it's here, in this lovely harbor village of St. Aubin, that we are based. We thought long and hard about including Jersey in this series, but we believe that it's truly a world-class destination, and hope you agree. St. Aubin, with its quaint cobbled streets and many restaurants, is our first stop to visit a Michelin star chef who just loves the island and its produce.
It's a great location. I mean, the boathouse is situated right on the quay in St. Aubin's. When it's a high tide, all the yachts and the boats in the quay are just bobbing around and the masts are clinking. And upstairs in the Sails restaurant, I mean, it's a glass fascia right across the front, so you've got great views from there all over the way to St. Helier as well. It's absolutely stunning. The produce in Jersey is fantastic, and it changes so much throughout the year with the seasons. I mean, at the moment we've got all the scallops and sea bass and crab all in season at the moment, and the Jersey Royals are still in season. Since my time of being in Jersey, which I've been here for nearly 20 years now, it's amazing how I keep learning about the produce, and you automatically know what month it is by just looking around the market and seeing what the produce is. I think some of the shellfish we have here is fantastic. Obviously we've got the Jersey cow, and they produce some fantastic cheeses now in Jersey, and it wouldn't be Jersey without the Jersey Royals, which are the best potato in the world, I have to say, because the flavours are just fantastic. And again, the season's only short on it. And everybody looks forward to outdoor grown Jersey Royals with Jersey butter.
Recognize these fellows? Famous throughout the world as the Jersey cow. It's definitely one of the prettier breeds of cattle and well known for the high butterfat content of its milk. Another popular Jersey export is the Jersey Royal, and there's simply no mistaking the taste of these wonderful potatoes.
The dish I prepared today is based around a lot of what I think is the best produce in Jersey. For example, the scallops, the crab, the sea bass, and we've just dressed it up with a little bit of carrot dressing, and then we've made a slight sauce vierge with a little bit of pomace oil, some finely diced tomatoes, and some chopped chives. I think generally in Jersey, I mean, if you want to go out and dine in any of the restaurants, just generally going out for dinner or lunch, you'll be hard pushed to find a bad restaurant. I mean, we have such a variety of restaurants, and everybody's concerned about serving quality in Jersey because it's such a small island. So, I mean, there's abundance of really great restaurants, from casual dining to fine dining. And you've got some world-class restaurants here now, and it's just amazing.
The menu tempts all with a vast choice of seafood. Crabs, lobster, king prawns, all locally caught, fresh and delicious. Ah, mussels in a white wine and cream sauce, or moules à la crème as they are known in France and here in Jersey, for the island adopts the French language in its menus, street names, and even in law. In the summer, the streets of St. Helier, its capital town, buzz with endless amounts of al fresco restaurants and bars. For socialites, it's pure paradise. Tourism plays a large part in this island. With short flights from Geneva, Paris, and London, Jersey is easily reached from anywhere in Europe. When visiting the landing beaches of Normandy, France, why not jump on one of the many ferries across to the island? The trip is only 45 minutes. The summer days are long and hot. Actually, with the sun rising at 4 a.m. and setting at 10 p.m., there's plenty of time to cool down with a refreshing drink and simply enjoy this Anglo-French atmosphere. There are plenty of five-star hotels to choose from on the island, but perhaps best known is the exquisite Longueville Manor. This Relais Chateau establishment oozes the kind of class the sophisticated traveler of today requires.
Longueville Manor is probably one of the oldest manor houses on the island, and its history dates back to the 14th century. In fact, its first mention in the land law courts of Jersey was in 1304. So it goes back a long way, and its history is a reflection of the history of Jersey in many ways.
Set in some beautiful grounds, the building, as with everywhere else in Jersey, has a story to tell.
In Jersey terms, we're relatively large in terms of our grounds. We have nearly 18 acres, which is quite substantial for such a small island. And within the grounds, we have quite a substantial woodland, pasture land, and we have the opportunity to grow a lot of our own produce. We have a very important old Victorian kitchen garden as well, which produces a lot of seasonal produce, which is used by the kitchens of the hotel.
The grounds are well manicured and perfect for a leisurely stroll, some bird spotting, or to just sit and read the latest novel. In this plentiful vegetable garden, the chefs make a daily collection of herbs and vegetables for the hotel's diners. They are very self-sufficient.
We basically cover everything, from soft fruits, plums, peaches, wild strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, through to blue pumpkins, asparagus, Jersey Royals. The list is endless.
And what better way to spend the afternoon than by sampling the local shellfish over a bottle of chilled white wine by the pool? Straight from the local waters and onto the plate, the fruits de mer, or fruits of the sea, will certainly tickle the taste buds. It just doesn't get better than this. A striking and classical manor feel comes from this building, now run as a family hotel.
In 1948, it was my grandparents were a family business. My grandparents, together with my father, came over to the island, and they came over on holiday, fresh after the occupation of the Second World War. And they fell in love with the island. They fell in love with this old manor, which was a tumbled-down old derelict house. And it was their dream at that time to own a little guest house or a little inn of some sort. So they found this place, and in 1949, late 49, they converted it for the first time into a hotel.
Intricate woodwork adorns the interior of the hotel's restaurants.
The old Jacobean oak room, as we call it. A lot of the paneling is of Spanish origin, and although the origin exactly of where the paneling came from is a little bit unknown, rumour has it, or history says, that there's a good chance that during the years of the Armada, when the Spanish fleet was sunk in the mouth of the Channel, the Spanish ships were broken up at sea, and the timbers would wash up on the shores of the island, and the folk would go down and they'd pick up this wood and they'd bring it back into their houses and put it on their walls and clad their walls like, you know, we use wallpaper today.
Spacious suites like these allow for perfect relaxation after a day of exploring the 45 square miles of the island.
You know, we're very much a family-run hotel, albeit a luxury hotel. So I guess there's a feel of, it's a bit like home from home, and you know, we try and make our guests feel relaxed and feel really comfortable. We want people to feel at home.
St. Juan's Bay offers 5 glorious sandy miles of beach that stretch for almost the entire width of the island's west coast. Here, on a high tide, the powerful Atlantic Ocean can produce rollers fit for championship surfing, but on a calm day, opens the bay for exhilarating tidal walks at all times of the year. Probably the most commercial of Jersey's 30 beaches is this bay, St. Brelade, on the south coast of the island, looking out towards France. It's the perfect spot for a dip in the sea, or to take a kayak out into the bay and explore. But hidden along the coastline is an altogether more sinister reminder of Jersey's past. A time when the Jersey people were kept captive on their own land. A time when slave labor was used to build fortifications and food rations were kept frighteningly low. It was during World War II that the German army invaded and captured the Channel Islands of Jersey, Guernsey, Herm, Alderney, and Sark, making them the only British soil under German rule. From 1940, the Germans used Russian and Polish slave labor to develop the military defenses around the island. Concrete bunkers, batteries, and fortifications were built at speed, forming part of the Atlantic Wall. It was to be 5 years later, on May 9, 1945, that Winston Churchill could announce our dear Channel Islands are also to be freed today. One of the island's main tourist attractions are these German-built war tunnels. This vast network of eerie but fascinating tunnels deep underground are now laid out as an occupation museum and well worth exploring. The Battle of Britain that was fought in the skies of southern England played a major role in the defeat of the German forces. To celebrate that event, every year, Jersey plays host to the International Air Display over the beautiful Bay of St. Aubin. This free air show features aircraft from all over the world, even ones that fly backwards. Always a full house, the show never fails to please onlookers of all ages with its varied selection of planes and helicopters. Without a doubt, the showstoppers are the famous Red Arrows display team, the elite pilots of the Royal Air Force who perform breathtaking acrobatics for the crowds below. Time to get on with the festivities and to go behind the scenes of another annual event in the island. The Battle of Flowers has been held every August for over 100 years. It's a huge occasion for both locals and visitors alike. And worth noting that in August you'll struggle to find a hotel room unless you book months in advance.
The float behind me is the Optimus Club, and they are a sports club, basically. They've been entering the Battle of Flowers for quite a few years now, and they've got a very good team. They would have started building this float in probably March, with a team of probably about 18 to 20 people building. But as you can see, they started fresh flowering, and they will have up to 60, 100 people, because people come and go and do the commitment that they can give. The flower bill for a float of this size is running between 10 and 12,000 pounds, because you will also see, like the jester on the front is done in wild grass, and that price has gone up as well this year.
We'll come back to our jester friend at the end of the show to see how he and his team fare with the other floats in the battle. First, let's visit an institution in Jersey, the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust, that was founded by the world-famous author and naturalist Gerald Durrell at the former Jersey Zoo.
Gerald Durrell formed this zoo in 1959, and what he wanted was a zoo where we were actually conserving endangered species. And he always said, well, if we can breed them in captivity, there's no reason why they should become entirely extinct. And he wanted a powerful symbol. He wanted a symbol that people could identify with, and he chose the dodo.
With thousands of visitors passing by every year, the dodo is the perfect reminder of just how important it is to look after our fellow guests on Earth. Seems to be quite a few guys hanging around up here. So who else lives at the Trust?
We've got some very famous animals like gorillas and orangutans, but we've also got small charismatic species that you'll see in very, very few other zoos in the world. We've got marmosets and tamarins, we've got jumping rats, we've got barley starlings and Montserrat orioles. We've got unusual but spectacularly interesting creatures.
Set in 32 acres of park and woodland, this is the perfect setting for a host of species that Gerald Durrell dedicated so much of his life to help.
The Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust, which is essentially a collection of animals, is we're learning the techniques for for managing wild animals so that we can actually look after them in the wild. And we've been learning how to keep and breed animals so that we can actually restore populations back in the countries of origin.
Ah, someone's being a little bit nosy, and it wasn't the meerkat. With so many species that are endangered around the world, has the Durrell Wildlife Trust had much impact?
There are many species here which are critically endangered in the wild, and some of them, without our help, would have gone forever.
Hopefully not the big fellow here, as he seems far too relaxed. And certainly not these guys, enjoying the stunning scenery and open-air feel that the Trust has created. The surroundings have been carefully planned so that the animals are seemingly mixed with the humans. Here, the gorillas are as interested in watching you as you are them, even at feeding time. Well, back to the festivities of the Battle of Flowers. Along with the floats, there are also visiting bands and celebrities like Chef Marco Pierre White, today's Mr. Battle. It's the perfect opportunity to get dressed up in all manner of costumes and dance around the streets, all in the name of fun. The Battle of Flowers started in 1902 to celebrate the coronation of King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. And these fantastic floats reach lengths of up to 45 feet. They're mainly decorated with thousands of chrysanthemums that are shipped in from Holland and the UK. Here's our jester friend, who came out to play along with the Dancing Optimist Club volunteers. Well done, guys. We believe you won some great prizes. Sadly, that's all we have time for. So it's farewell from the home of the world-class team. Until the next time, goodbye.